Hey guys, welcome back to Fromthedepths with ChillBuilder here. Today we're doing episode 2 of Imperial Navy versus Yeeter on Very Hard. The first battle we have a Lightning Hood Thunderbird, which is a fairly agile unit and in theory not a good matchup for our fairly close range and slow firing fleet, but we got some lucky hits that disabled their engines early on and now the Thunderbird is just sinking to the water, so not too much difficulty for our fleet. One more thing is, I believe this is a brand new destroyer here in this fleet, and here we have a brand new frigate. This is a class of ship that has a variant, and it's got a laser. So now we're an hour and 20 minutes into the campaign. We're in the process of taking over the former White Flare territories, and we have 1.6 million materials in craft and 5 million material in cargo, which is pretty good. We're about equivalent in size of our economy to the Lightning Hoods. I had to make a new logistic craft for our fleet. Here you can see it is pretty much a cargo craft. It's also a spacecraft, so you can go into space and move very fast with very low power. The craft itself is extremely cheap at only 7,000 materials, and it can carry 200,000 materials, which is much better than the dropship.
Moving out.
You can see on the map, we're about to invade 2 Lightning Hood territories. That have 2 resource bases, and then over on the left, there's another resource zone we're interested in, but that one we're contesting with Deepwater Guard. So we have enough units, I think, to take on the Deepwater Guard. I'm opening up a second front for the war, just because Deepwater Guard should be pushovers. We don't want to really wait for diplomacy. We want to keep up the momentum and win the economic race against the larger factions such as Great Talons and Steel Striders. So here in this battle, we have our brand new ships for this offensive, I believe. The ships that took damage from the battle with Gorgon went back for repairs. But yeah, at this stage of map expansion, we're just keeping new ships rolling constantly instead of consolidating and building bigger ships. Here we got another harvester battle with Lightning Hoods. The earlier one was Destroyer, a frigate, and here we have 2 frigates. Blink, you'll miss it. You can see the laser frigates are coming in quite handy against these small and agile Lightning Hoods crafts. The laser firepower isn't very high, so they're only good against some of these small units. You can see the fleet in transit to their next battle location. I have them transiting in play, without taking them out of play. This is because the diff guns do not build loaded, so you have to have the crafts in play and have them load semi-manually, I guess. We're an hour and 40 minutes into the campaign, and right now we're sitting 1.3 million in blocks and 1.1 million in materials in cargo. So that's already very good. We're similar in size to the Lightning Hoods, but I think we got this one in the bag. But still, to be able to finish up the other factions as quickly as possible, it's pretty much a race. First battle against the Deepwater Guard is either a Shrike or a Gossabonga. I do not remember, but the Destroyer is obviously doing quite well. And we got a gunship, and it's got 2 large sub missiles that have vaporized the bomber. Here next up we got an Imperial unit from the binding close. This is a fairly expensive and good unit. As you can see, the missiles, or rather the rockets, do have a bit of trouble tracking this unit. One of the fighters suicided into the side of the frigate, and the plasma is doing good damage
Engaging now.
on the Imperial, but that's only a small fraction of our overall firepower. So it takes time, and we decided to bring the guns onto the harvester first, and just let the Imperial come to us rather than spending forever chasing it down. This isn't a great platform, just you see how erratic the movement of the Imperial is and how we're missing a lot of shots, and at the end it's not very climatic. And we took quite a bit of damage. The ships are designed to take damage, but I still don't like having to spend the repair bill on these ships. The Imperial was destroyed just through pure attrition. Nothing great to see there. Yeah, a bit of offensive action with the gunship, doing what it's designed to do, just take on some of these very easy missions. Great building, great new fishing hull, I think, for the Hunter Guard is such a pretty base, but that's what some missiles do. It's about to just delete this whole thing. On a village battle against the Hunter Guard here, they have a warship, which I believe is a pilfer or plunder. I don't remember the details, but it's got cram cannons, which are good at short range, but unfortunately for us, all of our craft also likes to get into the short range. So here we're doing a good burst damage on the Hunter Guard destroyer, I think. And now we're taking some damage in return, but disable a lot of their firepower early on, so it's not as bad. And once again, these large sump missiles coming in to help our destroyer. We do have point defenses, as you can see, munition defense on the Imperial Navy destroyer, but they're designed to fire in burst, and it's not as good against continuous damage. Here we got 2-Hunter Guard Falkenhayn. Dodged a lot of damage. I think it tanked a lot of damage in this fight. It's very lucky to avoid a hit to the magazine so far. And usually haven't. Well, that frost I took out. Usually I haven't seen them last so long in a battle. And now we just have some defense buildings left. We don't have too much in the way of evasion, so once we get into close range, they do get obliterated pretty easily. Imperial Navy fighters are flying very close to the ground, so yeah, they're just a huge exercise in design compromises. So there's a lot of funny stuff that they do, which isn't great, but they're very cheap units as well, so I don't mind losing them, and I don't really like the effort, putting too much effort into fixing them. We got the previously very damaged destroyer going up against the Deepwater Guard Moray, which I thought should have been an easy battle, because I like to always test against the Moray, but it seems like a lot of things are going wrong with this battle right off the bat. We start the battle without much of a superstructure. That means we have very decreased, very compromised detection. We get into close range with the Moray, eat a lot of cram shells. We have a ramming action. Now a lot of our gunfire is super inaccurate. It's a pretty attritional battle. That's a huge volley miss right there. And now I check the detection, I see the detection is pretty awful and decide to pull out of this battle since we took the initiative in engaging, and I put in a gunship to help the crippled destroyer with this battle. The gunship is providing good targeting information, and immediately we land the accurate broadside onto this moray and completely eviscerate it. Today in battle, there's a tiny little group right here. Very cute unit, but it doesn't have much in the way of armaments that can scratch us. Giving a little bit of a look inside the Imperial Navy destroyer. Okay, finally we're coming up against the Lightning Foot headquarters. We destroy a couple of their resource bases coming up, and now I want to pretty much erase them from the map so I can get their overall resources as quickly as possible. Here they got the Lightning Foot cargo craft. It turns out to be a very durable unit because there isn't much of expensive components to destroy, so it's just all armor. Got a couple crafts coming in to focus it down. Finally, we have deleted the cargo craft, and we spawn in our whole fleet of 2 frigates and a destroyer against the Lightning Foot headquarters. Blackstone Fortress, I think that's the name. It's a pretty complex design with lots of little things going on, which is kind of a perfect damage profile for our 360 degrees frag weapons. I think it's 180 for the actual setting for the frag. Okay, I think I'm wrong. There's 2 destroyers and a frigate, not 1 destroyer and 2 frigates. Yeah, that's a lot of firepower focusing down on this fortress. It doesn't stand too much of a chance. Pretty early on, you can see the laser tower has been truncated. The laser components are not connecting all the way from the bottom to the top anymore. There's very little damage is actually outputting against us. In this whole Lightning offensive, we have been quite lucky. We did win the resource race against the White Flare, so we're able to bring pretty good units into battle against the Lightning Foots without also going back too much, taking up too much delay for repairs. So that kind of limited the amount of forces the Lightning Foots can bring, because they do have some larger and faster ships. It's not that our crafts are slow, their flying units are pretty fast, especially when the enemy's out of range. They can divert full power to the engines and go fast, but they do need to fire at close range, and they will have some issues getting to that range against the Lightning Foots. That kind of also shows us that we do need some long-range, dedicated long-range units for this fleet in particular. I think I do have for our battle cruiser and cruiser, but as a lower class, it also be good to have some long-range options. So that's it for episode 2. Thank you guys so much for watching, and if you enjoyed Fromthedepths, please feel free to put a like and subscribe. Thank you. Bye.